Hi, welcome to Christy's Stampin' Spot. I'm Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. So welcome. I have a fun pair of cards with fabulous Happy Forest Friends Designer Series paper. I love this paper. It's so pretty. So let me make sure I'm live in all the places. Looks like I'm live. There's always going to be a really fun delay on all the devices, so hopefully it works. It looks like it's buffering over there. Awesome sauce. All right, well let's get started. Let me turn you guys down. Get rid of the title. Make sure my laptop is back. There we go. All right. Oh my gosh. So I love this Designer Series paper, and it is a part of the Happier Than You, what's it called? Happier. No, it's Happy Forest Friends, but the stamp set is Happier Than Happy. Just Happier Than Happy, which always throws me off because the dies, I believe, are Happy Forest dies. But the Designer Series paper is gorgeous, and I'm actually not going to use. I'm going to use the sentiments from the stamp set, but I'm not going to use any of the dies. But I want to make sure you guys see all the fabulousness that is this suite. The colors in this are Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, So Saffron, Old Olive, Sierra Sand, and Smoky Slate. And I think the Calypso Coral in the Designer Series paper, I think it looks really close to the flowers. Definitely look like they are Poppy Parade. You know what? I was thinking that, Calypso Coral. I was thinking the fox really looks Poppy Parade. We're not actually use that. I'm just going to use the ink that's the Poppy Parade on one of the cards. It's under here. But I was surprised it wasn't Poppy Parade, that it was Calypso Coral. And I love Calypso Coral. It's one of my favorite colors. But for some reason, I was thinking that the mushrooms and the fox were Poppy Parade. But it is Calypso Coral. It's just a darker Calypso Coral. But I think it still matches. It's one of those colors that kind of straddles the Designer Series paper. But anyway, I love this suite. It's a gorgeous suite. Super cute images. It is a distinctive stamp set. So if you do get this stamp set, make sure that you remember to, when you're inking, that you're inking down with the ink onto the stamp instead of the stamp onto the ink. It always works best for distinctive, as well as this is a $1 million earner. And if you look at the stamp set, if you ever, I really love the $1 million earner ones. They're some of my favorite stamp sets. But it tells you who they are by right here on the spine. So if you ever get one of these, so the Happier Than Happy is by Diana Dimich. And then the Go Greetings, we're actually going to use that because I love, I'm still in love with this little hello. It's so fabulous. And this one is the Sandy Hartka. I think I said you guys' names right, but I love these. These are two of my favorites. The Go-To Greetings, if you don't have that, and it goes with everything. You definitely need this set. This is so super cute. I love it too. So, also it does have this pack of Old Olive and Sierra Sand ribbon. So it is the Sierra Sand that you're seeing as the colors instead of Crumb Cake. And so it does have this really pretty, this twill ribbon, which I contemplated using it, but I ended up going with using linen thread, which is pretty much my go-to if you're not sure what kind of ribbon to add or thing to start with. That is what I go with. I just love the twin. So that's on page 47 if you want to find this suite. Let's take a look at this Designer Series paper. Okay, so one of the things that makes this Designer Series paper really unique is that it has one of these fabulous pieces that's like a big scene. And I'm gonna cut it up. I'm gonna show you how I cut it up to make the cards. I'm gonna cut it in 6-piece. Show you how to cut it up into 6s because it's 12 by 12, 6 by 6, and then cut it down for the card fronts. And I always do my card fronts at 4 and 5 1/4. So what do you do with using all of that fabulous Designer Series paper? But this whole pack is just fabulous. So I had it. We actually, I fussy cut. Look at these bears and owl, and there's birds and a butterfly. So pretty. And then there's some that's got like a little tree stump, and it has these just regular geographic kind. I don't know. That's not the right word. Geographic, geometric shapes, but it's got like really lovely texture to this paper too. But I love it. I think the first thing I fell in love with was these mushrooms. Look how I love mushrooms. I'm like, ooh, I want to cross with the gnomes, which I have. There's a big piece of the birch, and we're actually doing the little one today on this little piece. There's that side. There's more of those, and I have like mixed packs. So here's this one. Pretty. It's so pretty. I just love the colors that they use. I did show you this one. This is a big, the 12 by 12 of the stumps. And then it has those crosses. Let's see if I can go through all these paper. It's so pretty. Here's the big sheet of the bears and the owls, and I totally cut that up. I love it. And then that's the back. And it's not crumb cake. It is the gray granite. So if that's not one of the colors that you're used to using, it's kind of fun that that's one of the new colors, the color that's in here instead of gray and instead of the crumb cake. Okay, so I think that is all the sheets. I have like multiple packs in here because I love it so much, and because I wanted to play with this set. I don't know if you noticed, but these mountains are very close to the ones that they have in the our Yeti set. So I had to cut it all up. I cut up a couple sheets to make a couple the Yeti cards to use this mountain range, and so I'm stuck with a bunch of a very mixed set of this designer series paper. It's all so fabulous. So fabulous. Okay, so these are the two I'm going to make today, even though it is a 12 by 12, so you can have made 4 cards, but oh my gosh, it would take so much time to show you guys the 4 cards. But I will show you how I did cut this up. So when you get one of this gorgeous, it's really pretty. You can tell it's really been designed to cut into 6 by 6. It's a really gorgeous piece. I just really like the style of the images and the different textures. There's like a lot of different textures and colors. It's very pretty. So once you cut it up into 6 by 6, I cut up a whole sheet in 6 by 6 to show you guys. And then on my website, on the blog, when I finally get this up, and hopefully it will not take me a week practically like it did this last time, I'll have pictures of what it looks like to cut up the paper, the designer series paper too. So of course, when I have this, I'm going to use the top and the bottom instead of, I didn't realize that when I was picking the ones I wanted to make. I of course went with the top and the bottom instead of where it was easier to show you guys, but that's all right. So when you cut this up, start by cutting it into 6 by 6 pieces. So you're 12 by 12. So I just did 6 by 6. I didn't try to do any fancy cutting, just straight cut it in half and then in half again, right? Then I will show you. And then, so these two I've already kept as 6 by 6, right? See how it's just 6 by 6. And that's why you almost need to have another piece so you can see what it looks like, right? So I'm not going to use these two. And then this one is, so I'm just going to use this top piece and this piece. But this one I cut, both of these I cut a little different. So the one on the bottom, right, here's my 6 by 6. And where is my little green piece? Did I lose the little green piece? Here it is right here. Okay. So because I like to have a piece for the back, so this is the 6 by 6. So what I did was this is the piece that I really wanted for my card front. So but from the 6 by 6, then I cut that piece down so that it's the 4 by 5 1/4. But because I wanted to keep the bear and most of the trees, and then I wanted to use some of this for the bottom strip for the back. So there, I made sure I cut this at a half. So this is 1/2, and then so there was just a tiny bit left at the top, right here, that I just so once I cut the half inch off the bottom, then I just cut this little extra piece off the top so that it was the 5 1/4 by 4. So that left me this piece right here. And I'm actually going to cut this one down, and we'll put this one in the inside of our card front, or our card base, in the inside of our card. Wow. So that's how I cut up that 6 by 6. So I'm going to need this piece, and then I'll show you I'm going to actually cut this one down so you can see it. And then the other piece, I did it a little bit differently because I wanted a different part of the tree. So on this one, instead of the very left side, I wanted the right side. And so I just flipped it, and there's that one, and here's the other piece. You have these little strips that you'll probably just throw away. I just didn't throw them away so I could show you guys. So this is just barely little anything in the bottom there. So I cut it at the 4 that I wanted. So I'm going to keep that piece because I'm going to cut that down and use that on the inside of my card, the same as I did with this other piece, because this birch and the little bird matches. And then on this one, I wanted some of this at the bottom, the little wood stump. That's where I'm going to put my bear. And so I have to cut off some of the mountains, sadly. So that's where I cut I cut this to where I wanted just that to be, and then I cut some of the mountains. So you wouldn't cut as much of the mountains off, but get that as close as you can to have that little green piece, right? So this is like an 1/8, or is that a quarter? A quarter, and then it's about a 1/2 inch that I took off the top, so that this is the 5 1/4 by 4. So that's the hardest part, is deciding which part of the 6 by 6 you want to keep, right? Then the rest of it works fine. And then I went ahead and made card bases. So let's do this one first. So we'll just need these pieces right here. I'm going to go ahead and put the pretty, you can see. So we're going to do this piece right here first. So let me put this away so I don't accidentally bend it. I'm trying to see. I think we had a big, kind of a squall that came through, maybe 20 minutes ago. Now all my things aren't working, because that's how that works, right? My husband set this fabulous thing up so that I could see comments, and now it doesn't want to let me see any of the comments. It's not like pulling it up. It's so weird. But we need a piece. To start with a piece of Old Olive. So that's one of the colors, is the Old Olive. And it's at 4 1/4 and by the 11, and then scored at 5 1/2. And then I have a normal regular, panel layer that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 that I'm just going to layer right there with my 4 by 5 1/4 on top. Wow. And then for the inside, it's 3 7/8 by 4 1/8 inside. No, 5 1/8. Wow. It's going to be one of those days, guys. I think it's going to be one of those days. I'm having a little bit of trouble. I'm not sure why. So I can see that my daughter said hi on my, so if I missed your comment, I'm trying not to, I don't know why it's not pulling it up today. Oh, there we go. It's just not showing it live. Okay. So this is pretty easy, because it's so pretty, right? There's not too much we have to do. I'm going to just glue this layer to this layer, and then to my card base. Let me go ahead and get my glue out. Put that there underneath here so you guys can still see it. It's so pretty. I just love this. And I struggled with which sentiment to use because I didn't want something really huge. I want to put on a die cut so that it would not show this pretty scene. So I ended up just doing the hello from the Go Greetings. And I'm going to use that, the best label punch that goes with the alphabet. It's so super cute. So I'll show you guys that too. So I'll just go ahead and glue that to my gray granite piece. And again, all the measurements will be on my website later. Here we go. On the blog when I get that up, because I always say something. There's always something I've said wrong, or 5 somethings. I'm just going to add the glue and then put it to my... So I hope everyone is having a great Friday. Go. So pretty. I have been busily making my swaps, which is when we make cards to hand out to other demonstrators or swaps, because we have a leadership event that's coming up next weekend, and it's my first time going to the leadership event. It's in New Orleans. It's very exciting. Okay, so then I want to add some sparkle, and I'm going to do the sparkle now because I have I'm going to add it to these mushrooms, and I'm going to put some of my fussy cut pieces on top. So I want to make sure that not to do it afterwards in case I accidentally color on the die cuts, right? So it's really easy to do it right then too. I guess I can add it to my bear's eyes. I love Wink of Stella so much. Okay, so now we need the die cuts and our sentiment. So for my die cut, or not die cut, my pieces, I just fussy cut a bunch of foxes. So I cut out that one piece because I love to fussy cut, right? And these are such adorable critters. I just couldn't help cutting them out. And I cut out a couple of these mushrooms. There's another butterfly. I wasn't sure I was going to put another butterfly on, but birds, a bunch of mushrooms. There we go. And I did that from this one sheet. Let's see if I lost it again. Here it is. Right here. You can see where I've cut it out. Now some of them cut off. And I would still cut these out because you can always layer something on top to hide that you're missing that piece. Or, you know, here's the fox's body and here's his head. You might want to kind of stick them together so they work, and then put like a spray of foliage on top so that you can't tell that they're 2 different pieces. You know what I mean? Or there's clever ways you can do it, but I'm going to use all of the pieces that I can, which is usually why I want to fussy cut them out instead of just cutting them into panels, because I love all the little critters. They're so cute. Now these critters are small, much smaller than the critters that are in the stamp set. As you can see, the stamp set is much bigger than the bear on the designer series paper. And the owl is too, right? It is much. See, there's the owl size. Oops. Move it down so you can see. See how much bigger? And the dies cut those out. So I had them. What did I do with the dies? And my little piece is gone all wonky. Oh, they're right here. Right here. So these are the 4 Happy Forest dies. And it has some acorns and some little leaves, but these are big, these mushrooms. These stuff actually just cuts out the mushrooms that are here. I'm actually going to use this little mushroom on the back, which this one would cut out. So these images really just cut out these images except for the leaves. There's a couple little extra leaves and the acorns. I did a, I think, and this one cuts out the trunk, and this one you can layer on top of the trunk. So I think the leaves are extra pieces, but like this will cut this out, fox. And the fox is, of course, bigger too in the stamp set. So it's a fabulous thing that matches, but the images in the designer series paper are smaller, so it's harder to use them to add to these scenes on that page that I cut into 6x6 scenes, right? Because these match, because the bears are the same. This one's maybe a tiny bit bigger, but they're very close to the bear from this designer series paper to this designer series paper. Okay, so I love to fussy cut. Okay, and then we just need a strip of white for our sentiment. Okay, so I'm going to add my fox. I want to add my fox to my card front. I'm going to add a few of these little mushrooms too. And then I had a flying bird. Where is he? Did I not pull him out? Here he is. And that, again, these are all from the same designer series paper, that one piece of designer series paper. So let's go ahead and zoom that in. And I'm going to use glue dots to attach the bird and the mushrooms, but I'm going to do the bird after I do the sentiment. But I want to do the fox first. So I'm actually going to use mini dimensionals this time instead of like my regular size dimensionals because it is smaller space. I'm just going to cut it a little one since I'm cutting it in the mini one in half for his tail. There we go. To be on this tail, take these off. And add them. Go. So his happy little friend. And then I'm going to take the glue dots and add our mushrooms on the bottom. And then we'll stamp our sentiment. So again, I use the hello from the go-to greetings for this one. I need to make this a little lower. I do with my take a trick tool. I want it to be right here, yeah. And I do the other one. The one smaller, yeah. Add that. I love this. So I had wanted to play with this for quite a while to show you guys, but I had to have extra pieces so I can show you how I cut it up. Because I'm not one that I like to just cut stuff and go. And when I'm designing a card, I'm playing before I do it. So then it's hard to go back, especially on these pieces that you only have a couple. So I ordered another pack, and then I promptly cut it up to make my sister a Yeti card. So cute, though. I love the Yeti. So, and I actually cleaned my blocks. I have a get together with some friends, and we're gonna stamp this weekend. My Sororo Crafters group. I cleaned all my blocks so they're all pretty and shiny. And I found the best thing to do to clean them is use sanitizer, hand sanitizer, and a little bit of water. It works so good. I'm like really surprised how well. I've usually used the Dawn and then cleaned it. But I used the hand sanitizer, rinsed it off, and then used my microfiber to dry it off. And like a charm, they're so sparkly. So I'm gonna do the the hello. I wish we had the hello in all 3 sizes and not just the small, because I love hello. That's my favorite. But the little hello is pretty awesome. And then I'm going to use Old Olive. Let's do the hello. And this is just a scrap piece of basic white. And you have to, like, there you go. Get a hello. Oh, I didn't even do it on camera. Sorry. Need to get a hello that's in the middle. See, I moved all my things. So now it's a little bit higher. I almost need to move my camera back a little ways. But I like to do the little strip like this because of the way the orientation of the punch, right? So you turn your punch over, and then there we go. And then to make the edges for your for your sentiment, you just need another piece, another one. You just cut it, punch another one out, and this is of the Old Olive. And then take your paper snips, and just snip it in half. And then this one's a little bit tricky because I'm going to add some twine to the back. So I like to do glue because I need to wiggle it around to make sure I've got it where I want it, these pieces here. If you want it wider, or so the glue, so I'm just cutting them off and then adding them to the back of my let's see if I can unzoom this. It's like I got too wide. Can't get my hands on. There we go. Just like that. So got it. Just like this. Nice. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal. So after I've got that the way I like it, then I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, or your Stampin' Seal Plus, because I forgot I need to refill my Stampin'. Remember to do that later. But I definitely like the Stampin' Seal. The difference between the Plus is it's a little bit, it's stronger adhesive, the Plus, but it comes off in like almost like little tabs, where the Stampin' Seal is a lot more like our snail adhesive. So if you really like the snail adhesive, that might be the way to go. But the seal is really good too, the Seal Plus, especially if you're doing like boxes, or if you don't want to get out your tear and tape. Let me get my fingers to work. Get out a piece of some of this linen thread. Drop it right there. And to do this, I'm just going to loop it a little bit. So I've got it, and that's why you need the stickies, so that you can loop it. Again, the thread is not nearly as bad as that silver thread that we used to have. So you kind of make a figure 8. You want it to be exactly the same size. Just like that. And then scissors, snip those off. See how that looks? So nice. So on this one I did it the other way. But it doesn't matter which way you go. And I think I'm actually going to use a full Stampin' dimensional on the back, because I want to capture my thread, or the linen thread. I want to capture it on the back. So not only is it held on by, just not only hold on by the seal, but also by our dimensional. Let's take that off. And then here is where our fox and stuff is. Okay. I'm going to put this up here at the top. Just like that. So it's kind of by the bird, depending on whether or not you have your thread going down the top or if it's the other way. You can see on this one I had the thread going to the loop on that side. It doesn't matter which side you do it on. Just position your label so that it's not covering up your flying bird. And then that's why I waited to add the other bird until the end. We also have an owl we want to put right here. And then just don't lose your flying bird like I apparently have just did. Because there he is. And I'm going to use the glue dot again to add the bird. And I like glue dots, so if you want it to be laid flat, use your glue. If you want it like super flat, lay the glue. It will always show a little bit of poof. But if you really, the glue dot adds even more of a, you can really tell that it's fussy cut when you add the glue dot, because it does stick up a little bit more than if you had just glued it down. So, just like that. See that? It's nice. It's right here. Okay, and then, I mean, I guess I could zoom it. I just keep feeling like I zoom it in and then I'm like off camera. Okay. So for my owl, I am going to glue him down so that he's more flat than my bird that's got a little bit of air. So I'm going to get my glue. Just add some glue to my owl. So cute. I have, again, fussy cut from that designer series paper and piece, and I'm just sticking him right there on the edge, sitting on that branch. And then I'm going to go back with my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to add a little bit to the fox's tail and under fur, and then just add like a little, almost like a heart shape on his face. Maybe add a little bit to the feathers, because I love sparkle, right? More sparkle the better. You can also add it to the flowers or to the little berries. But there we go. That is it, right? That's like all I've done for this card front. And now I just need to add some rhinestones. So I used regular rhinestones. You could probably use those gorgeous champagne. But I have a bunch of these little mini ones. The mini, the tiny ones of the rhinestone basic jewels. And so I just put them in around the thread. I've just put them down in front of the thread, right around there. It kind of adds a little bit of sparkle. Okay, just a little bit of sparkle. Isn't that pretty? Love it. It's so cute. I love these. So pretty. So they're just fabulous. It's fabulous, fabulous. Okay, so now we need to do our inside. So on this one, I did my inside on, usually I have, if I had designer series paper, I do it on this side. This time I thought I'd shake it up a bit. Now, if you can tell, this is way too big to go. Way too big to go on the inside. It would cover most of your basic white sheet, because I have mine cut at the 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So it needs to be smaller for my inside piece. So that means I need to get out my trimmer and cut this down. So I think I want it. So if this is your space, you have to see how much of each of the images you want. I really liked the mushrooms, and I do cut this bottom piece. Do you want the bottom piece down? Do you want it? So this one I cut more of the bottom piece off. This time I think I'll just do a little bit of that. So I want to cut. I'm just going to cut a little bit off the bottom. And remember, this is at 5 1/8. So if you want it to go over, I usually go a little bit over. So for 5 1/4 is about where I go. 5 1/8. And then that's where I'm just going to cut that off. So I'll just save these pieces. I don't know if I'll need them, but I usually save them until I'm done with the pack. You can always, if you get those clear, the envelopes that we can seal, I sometimes just put my baby scraps, the tiny scraps, in that, so that if I need it for something, if you're doing any kind of paper piercing, see, and then it goes just like that. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this too. So actually, oh, I forgot to do the middle. So excited about the top and the bottom. I forgot to make it thinner. Right, I'm going to have to make it thinner because this is, I don't know what I did with my, here it is. It should be like 1.5. Right? 1.5, yep. So I want this to be 1.5. So let's look and see where 1.5 would go. So that's where you can tell, like right here on the blade, that's where it would be. And I don't want it to be that much. So what I'm going to do is I definitely want the bird and I want the mushrooms, right? So I'm going to make sure so I can see where the mushrooms and the bird are before I slice it. So I'll keep this piece in case I need it for anything, right? But it's still not 1.5, right? Because it'll be a little bit over because I didn't want to sacrifice that much of the mushroom. And that's why on this side I'm going to trim a little bit of the tree off. Just a little bit. That one I'll probably throw away, but there you go. So that's how I get the right size and to fit how you want it to go. Now, if you do a full 5.25 by 4 in the inside, you might be able to go much bigger, a little bit bigger, wider on your designer surface paper on the inside, but I don't. I still think it looks good. Like I said, I almost always put it on the other side, but I thought I'd just shake it up this once. The other one I did put on the other side. And then I got a smooch of something. So I'm going to get out my eraser. Get rid of that like little piece of fabric. Like a string. There we go. And I'll use my bone folder to make sure I've got it nice flat. I got that on there. That's something gooey. The glue. Oop, oop. Now be careful. You can see while I was playing with it, I moved it a little bit. So make sure when you're using your bold folder, you don't move it too far so you're cattywampus on your inside layer. You don't want that to happen. Okay, so I want to use the hello again, and I used the green, the old olive. So I'm going to do the old olive right here. Well, I think I was just so excited about the poppy parade because I had to clean mine. So I don't know if you've seen any in your collection where it looks like you've got little things growing almost, or little hard spots on your pad. So I just rinsed mine out completely. And instead of getting a new one, rinsed it out completely, and then I re-inked it, and it's so beautiful. It's so nice. That worked so well. I did it with my Mossy Meadow earlier today. But let me grab my Cameo Coral, and let me see if I like the way that looks. I think go twirly, twirly. Here we go. Oh, this is my Calypso Coral. I don't know if I'm going to like the coral, but I will check it, right? Because I can tell on this one, I did do Poppy Parade. So it was nice and dark. I'm not sure if I want it to be that dark since it said after I had stamped everything, I looked at what the colors were. You should always do that first. Look at the colors. It said it's Calypso Coral, but I don't want to just try it on my pretty paper. I'm going to do it here first and see. Remember, it is even the little ones, you got to do it that way. So I think it does actually match better than the Poppy Parade. Okay, so we'll use that. Very pretty. It's very hard to tell the difference between well, it's a lot darker. So if you want a darker, so you get that. definitely brighter to use the Poppy Parade. And I think you could go with either one. It does look more like the fox. It is Calypso Coral. I don't know why I was thinking it had to be Poppy Parade. Like I said, I must have had Poppy Parade on my mind because I was doing that because I was having trouble with my pad. And then I didn't have any trouble with it because I cleaned it out. Cleaned so nice. Okay, so let me add glue. Swoop. Add this in. Again, I'm going to need to pull my zoom out. I need to move my camera. I don't know, I think it got a little bumped. Ooh, now it really got bumped. Oh, the thing moved. I made some, look at that, see? It has the motion saying, I thought I got that turned off. I guess I didn't get it. When I move like that, it focused down on there instead of focusing right here. Sorry about that. That was wild. Anyone that does that. Especially since I was playing with the zoom at the time. So it was like really, whoa. Okay. Sorry about that. It's fun. Sometimes technology is fun. Okay. So there is my inside. It's a little hello on the bottom. And of course you can always put it on the top. The next one we'll put it on the top. And then I want to add a little bit of wink to my mushrooms. All these super cute mushrooms. And of course my bird. And I can add it a little bit to this one too. And then of course it's not done until you've done the back. And remember we cut off that one piece that was of the ground. That's the piece we're going to put right here on the back. So the one that I cut from the bottom of this, we're going to put to the back. So it matches. Pretty. Oh, love it, love it. Okay. And then I'm going to use the, from my limited edition stamp set, I'm going to use the handcrafted from the heart with the Stampin' Up! Logo. And I'll do it. I'll do it in the Calypso Coral. So I showed you what it looked like in the Poppy Parade. I think I did an Old Olive. Let's see. Should I have done it in Old Olive? Oh, I should have. I got ahead of myself. Let's get the Old Olive out. It looks better than Old Olive. And then just do the mushroom and the Calypso Coral. So luckily I have my chamois. I love my chamois. I cut mine in half. It used to be that gorgeous purple, and now it's almost black. But you just rinse it out and keep it damp. You can have a spritz bottle. You sell those spritz bottles. I think they're like $3. Little water bottles with water in it, and I can spritz it to make sure my chamois is nice and damp. Not super wet, but nice and damp to clean my stamps. I like to have them clean because otherwise I will get them all over myself. Alright, so now let's put the Poppy Parade away. Let's get the Calypso Coral out. Do that mushroom again. It's distinctive, so you've got to do it this way. Doo-doo-doo. It really does make a difference. It's so sweet. Then I want to get out my Old Olive again so that I can put the hello on there. Oh, here's the other block. So what did I do with that other block? Right there. That's for my rhinestones. Hello. Ah, so cute. I love this little hello. It's super cute. And then it says we've already put a bunch. You can put some ink on that. Down the little heart. Isn't that cute? Alright, there you go. So it's actually not really hard. Like I said, you can just make, I think this was like the only cut that was hard, and then deciding what pieces you want of it is what you do, and then just save all those pieces, because the extra pieces, you never know where you can kind of put them on your card. So it doesn't look like I got wink right here. It doesn't look very winky. My butterfly looks good. There we go. So pretty. Love, love, love. Oh, I need to do these ones too, I think. Don't forget to add wink to your mushrooms, the ones that you put on there. So there you go. That is card 1. Isn't that pretty? See that? Let's see if I can make it zoom so you guys can see the card better. bien. Okay, so let's do card 2. So for card 2, we're going to need the same. I use the same card base, which is the old olive. And of course, I do the open fold. You could, if you want the book fold, you can do the 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. But I did the 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. So that is my old olive card base. And then I need to do the card that we're going to make. It's right here. With those fabulous mountains. So I need a gray granite piece that is, again, the, what did I say it was? 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then we need our front panel, which is at the 4 by 5 1/4. And then here's our bear. He's so cute. And then I have my other ones there. Okay, so that is what we need for our front. And again, the same way we did with the other one, we're just going to glue these down. So I'm just going to add glue to my front panel that we cut down. My hands are not working. Like I said, I've been making, I need 25 swaps. It turned out very pretty. I'll show you guys at the end. I still am finishing up the back of several of the cards. I need to cut a couple other strips so I can finish them up. But it's been lovely. I've been watching, figured out how to, I've got the Netflix over here on my laptop so I can listen and kind of watch while I'm stamping and getting those done for backstage. It's so pretty. I don't use gray granite very often, but it is nice. It works so lovely with this designer series paper. Let's see, add that. It definitely brings out the color in the mountains instead of like smoky slate, which, you know, we always go with smoky slate. I know that when I was using the hippos, I really did gravitate to the gray granite, even when I was coloring them with the blends. Look at that. Muy bien. It's such a cute scene, right? Now it's like, just need some critters. So we'll put some critters in there. So I'm going to glue him down so he's flat, and then I'll have some of the other images popped up. The fox again instead of the bear. I'm just going to put him right there. So cute, right? Totes adorbs. That little bear is so cute. And then I have an let's see. There's a fox. No, I don't think I added. I don't think I cut another. I don't think I cut another owl. I might have to do that. I was hoping I had all the stuff fussy cutted so you guys didn't have to watch me. But now I'm going to use the minis again to add my fox. So I do use a lot of these minis. You probably don't need to use as many minis as I do, but I'm going to cut a little piece for his tail off the side where it's flat, or you mean where the edge is not a round piece, so that it will fit his little tail. And then add him to my page, my card front. It's just critters are so cute. Like, oh look, the bear is talking. Now this set is also kind of like a welcome baby. So if you had like maybe do bears with like, you get like a baby shower with like little presents maybe. That would be super cute. I don't know. Okay, so I do have a bird. I can always put the bird on there instead of the owl. Let's see, I have two birds. That bird's supposed to go on. Yeah, except they're going the same way. I think I like the owl. What do you guys like? The owl? I like the owl. I don't know why my thing that shows me what's going on isn't working today. Let's get out my piece. Let's fussy cut an owl. where's the best strategic place for an owl? Yeah, let's get this one. So I'm going around all of the other images because I might need them later. I never want to cut up anything I don't have to. So I usually just cut it out, not like super close on the designer series paper, and then once I've got it out, now I'll trim it down for these kinds of critters. So just don't need to be super close. So these are much smaller than the stamps. The stamps are gorgeous, but that owl is adorable. But it's too big for the scene. So let's move that one. I'm going to put him here. And I just glued him down. You know what? I think I want to poof him up. This owl I'm going to poof up. And let's see. I want him to be like that. He's a little too swooped, I think, in this one. See how I have him like he's leaning over? I want him to be more stand up, but I'm definitely going to put it in the same little V there. So let me trim that a little bit better now that I can see it. Whoop. A little. I don't really need to do that. I don't know why. I'm just like, what? There we go. Stickies off. There we go. On this, so it's got like this little branch that's coming off right here. So I'll just set him on that branch. He's sitting in the tree, so he's more straight. This one I put him on the higher branch, right, and kind of swoopy down. This one he's more sit up, and I poofed him up too. Used the dimensionals. Okay, so I also need to add a couple of mushrooms, and I like to use the what are these? Glue dots to add that. Put that down here by his little bear toes. And you, of course, don't have to have this stamp set to you. You know, you can use any sentiments that you want. The little ones, I just like the little ones, but that you can use that fabulous. Oh, it did it again. Oh, I've got to figure out what that is. Sorry, guys. That just is so weird. I don't know if I hit something, and I'm not sure why it went all sideways. Hopefully that wasn't for very long. I look up, and it's all wonky, which is crazy. Okay, so now I need another piece of white. And then I'm going to stamp. And remember, I stamped it before in the Poppy Parade. I'm going to stamp the thanks. And the thanks is actually from this stamp set. So I'll put the hello away from the go greetings. The go-to greetings. And get out the happier than happy. Love how my space is just getting smaller and smaller. So he has the hello baby, happier than happy for you. Super cute. And it has a really great, I did use some of these images and cut them out with the stump and stuff when I did one of the gnomes, I think one of my gnome cards. So there's the thanks. I'll do that in the Calypso Coral. Okay, nice and inked. That in the middle. Just like that. And again, I love the strips because with the orientation of this with the best label punch. And you can get this with the alphabet as a bundle, or you can buy the punch by itself. The alphabet by themselves, but it's a great thing to have. Go! Now I need a piece of Calypso coral. So I have, next to my space over here, I have them in these like little cellophane bags with a little tab that says it's Calypso coral. I'll just grab a scrap of my Calypso coral. Instead of using a whole big piece, and just punch out a tab, label, best label. And again, just like I did with the green, with the old olive, I'm just going to cut it in half. Use the glue. Glue on there. Close it up. And then add these label pieces. So I have my piece of Poppy Parade already, but I realized just before we went that I'd thought it was Poppy Parade, not Calypso coral. But it still looks good in the green. So let's see. I think it looks better. The red and red. The Calypso coral. Or we can see if it looks better at the green. Let's see. Let's stamp it again. And then punch out a green one. An old olive. So, thanks. Punch it again. It's super easy with these punches, man. Let's see which one I like better. Glue. I think I want the Poppy Parade. I mean, not the Poppy Parade, the Calypso coral. But let's see what it looks like. Might as well. Since I've already changed it up. Oops. And then dropped it. And now I've got glue on my fingers. So my fingers want to pull it up. Okay. There we go. Awesome sauce. What do you guys think? Do you think better with the green? I don't know. It might look good better with the green. Or does it look better with the Calypso coral? Because it's in the tree. It stands out more with the Calypso coral than it does with the old olive. So let's see if I can slowly take you guys in. So there's with the old olive. Or the Calypso coral. I think I'm going to go with the Calypso coral because it stands out. Okay, so let's. You need to add the seal on the back. What did I do with my seal? Everything is like, there it is right here. So just add in the seal because that helps me with keeping the linen thread where it's supposed to go. And what did I do with the linen thread? Here it is. Now I did it that way on the other one. So let's do it back the opposite way. So we'll do the top and the bottom the other way. I do love this. I used to do this all the time. I always forget. It's a nice way to make your sentiment bigger and add a little bit without, too much. Especially when they're tiny like this. Right. Oh, it's cute. And then again, like I said, I'm going to use a big dimensional. Use a little one for the fox. I want a big dimensional so it holds it. You could put 2 little ones on there, but it's easier if you use the big one. Because the tag, the label is just big enough to hide a full dimensional. And this way you're actually holding your linen thread in place as well as that seal. So that's nice. Plus it also doesn't leave that much if the seal won't attach, so it won't go all wonky on your page either, on your card front. There's too much. And then I got a piece of something. Okay. I'm going to put that in the tree. Just like that. And then we're going to take the bird and glue dot him on top. Okay, here it is. My glue dots. Here's another one, little city bird. And just kind of set him right there on top of the things. Oh, maybe I needed to move him down a little bit lower. I want to put him a little bit lower. There you go. And then we need to add Wink of Stella. Inside our Wink of Stella. And I'm going to add some Wink of Stella to my mountaintops because I love the sparkle. You don't have to go out as far out as I am, but I do love that. Again, like in a heart shape on my owl. And a little bit on the eye, on the wings, the bird, his little eyes, my bear, my mushroom. So cute. There's another little bird sitting the other direction. And then my throat and belly, my fox, and his cute little tail. Love, love, love. Right? Like, it's a lot of wink, but I love the wink. Yeah? How adorable is that? Fabulous. Okay, and then here is our paste for the inside. And again, it's too big for our piece. Right? But I wanted to mention, if you guys, I think I did this one. Wasn't this piece I wanted to use? What did I do with the other piece? Okay. So when I cut the one out, I wanted to use more of the mountains. So let's see, which one did I use for this one? Oh, right here. So I'm missing a. Did I drop it? When I was putting all the things away, because this is my extra emergency piece in case I messed up from another. And I cut up the other piece. So here, oh, I didn't cut it off. Okay, so here's the 6x6 from the other piece of 6x6. So to get this piece that I put right here, you can tell that's this piece right here, right? And I made it pretty small on this one. This is only an inch, not 1.5 inches. Let's see, is it an inch or 3/4? Ooh, it's 7/8. So I must have cut this one at 7/8 because I want this to be at 6. So let's see how I did that. So I like that size. Oh, that's this the other piece here. So if you want, I think it's 4. So that's where 4 is. So 4 was good because look, it has. Oh, it did it again. I got to figure out why it loves this. It loves my ruler. That's what it is. I bet you it's the ruler that takes it. Sorry about that. Again, I'm not sure why my camera is doing that. It's not like I can figure out how it makes it move. It's just that black, super black ruler. I need to make sure I don't get that out. Anyway, so 4, right, on the 6x6 that we had left. I like the way that is. So I'm going to go ahead and, oops, and cut it with the cut. Okay, so I'm going to save this piece. That's another card front. Isn't that pretty? Ah, love it. Okay. So this is where I got this other one here. I bet you this is the inch. No. Oh, I bet you this is from when I cut up the one for my sister's Yeti. Okay, so let's see what an 1.5 inches looks like. I like that 1.5 inches. That one was pretty thin though. So on 1.5 inches on this side, you don't get any of the pretty color. There's no color on that side. So let me turn it around. See what the 1.5 inches is on this side. I kind of like that. You get some tree, and you get some mountains, and you get the pretty color. And since I did go with the poppy or the calypso coral on this side, let's do that. So I'm going to cut that on that side. So I'm going to set this piece aside. You never know when you're going to need another piece. And we know we want it, the inside is at 5 1/8. So we only want this to be 5 1/4 long. So if this is 5 1/4, ooh, let's get a little bit of that, the top, like that. See, there we go. I like to have a little bit of the mountain top. So that means on this side I'm going to cut off that remaining. So it's these two little pieces here. I don't think I'll need them, but again, I'll save them until. I cannot believe that it's that black. My black I must like it. I knocked it. No, I didn't do it this time. I just don't know. I have to investigate. I thought I had reset everything so that it wouldn't do that. Okay, so in this one I actually have it on this side, which is my normal way. I usually have it is on that side right there. That seems more comfortable. I don't know if that's because I'm right-handed, or I just always do it that way. Of course, you can put it on any side. So it is the 1.5 by 5 1/4, and you just trim it down to what part of the scene you want most, right? And definitely before you cut, check. You saw how I checked to see if I cut it from one side, what part gets cut off, so that you can have the most color, or if it's half of a critter, so you have the most of what you want in your scene that's left over, right? Okay, go. And then again, but this time I'll stamp the thanks at the top with the mushroom again, but I'll do it on the top instead of the bottom. And I need my calypso coral. Okay, and then I'll do them both in calypso coral. I'm pretty sure I did them both in calypso coral on this one. Yep. So that are in Poppy Parade, like that. This time I'll do it both in the calypso coral. So there's the thanks. Let's do this mushroom. Just like that. Awesome sauce. So cute. Okay. And then you're going to glue that and set that inside. I gotta figure out why that camera goes all wonky. It's always something, right? Finally, Facebook's letting me restore when the audio goes off. I think when the United States watch it, there's no problem with the audio, but when I try to download the HD to put on my YouTube channel, it was muting it. So my son was having to do all this fancy stuff to try to get the audio back. But now it's letting me restore it because I don't have any music in on my thing, so it wasn't. I don't break any of the copyright laws. There we go. Isn't that cute? Oh, so fabulous, right? It's not like adorable. I just love that. So you can bring some of that scene in because you don't want to waste any of this paper. You want to put as much on there. So pretty, so pretty. Okay, so then on the back. So on the back, I don't have. Let's see, what did I put? Oh, I had an extra piece from that. So let's see what I have that we could add. So this one doesn't have any extra really on the bottom. Is that what I used? No. And I want to use that one on the bottom of the page I used too. So let's look at our scraps. This is why keeping your scraps is important, so you can go through to find things that you want to put on the back. I totally forgot I had gotten a piece of that to put on the back. Here's one. Look at that. That one does not have the grass, but there is no grass and the bottom of this one. This one has the mushroom, and it has the yellow, which matches. So that would actually work really pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that one on the back. So that's why I save all of them. You guys can see I've got like all of the things here. You can also put them, like I said, in like an envelope, so it makes it easier for you to find. This one does look like it's thicker than the 1/2 inch. It looks like it's 3/4 of an inch. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's 3/4 of an inch. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it. You could always cut it down. When I put the measurements on, I'll just put a scrap at 3/4 of an inch on this strip. The other one had 1/2. Since it's actually much thicker on the inside than we usually do, right, with the 1.5 inches. Usually if I'm putting a strip, it's only 1 inch, or even a 1/2 inch strip here. But the scene is so pretty. It just is so awesome. I like it. Okay, there we go. And then we want to put, again, I'm going to use, I think I'll do the green for my, oh no, I think I'll do the whole thing in the old dog. Did I do on this one the whole thing in Poppy Parade? I did. Let's just keep to that. Keep to the, set that aside. And use the Calypso Coral. You guys can decide if you like Calypso Coral better. It does match. I'm telling you, when I first looked at it, even after I stamped, it almost like it took on more of the Poppy Parade color after I stamped it with the Poppy Parade instead of the Calypso Coral. But it's really important to remember to ink up your distinctive like that instead of the other way. I don't think it matters for these. You know, I never really try. I wonder if it does do better for the sentiments. They're not, I don't think they're dimensional. It looks the same for the sentiment. Nice! Oh my gosh, that's fabulous. Okay. So I ended up not using this piece for the back. Let's save that. I don't even know where that piece came from. You can tell from the beginning of the video. And I'll post pictures too. Pull some of this glue. I hate when my glue gets everywhere. I love these. Stampin' Up! Used to sell them, but you can get them on a bunch of places, right? They have them on Amazon. I found some at the dollar store or Dollar Tree. They're like $1.25. I guess they were $1 now. I guess they're $1.25, maybe. I haven't been in a while. Oh my gosh! Look at that! I kind of like it in the Calypso Coral, and it does look more Calypso Coral. Let's look. But here I did it in the Poppy Parade, and you can tell when they're side by side, they are a little different. The Poppy Parade is definitely brighter, but I think both choices look good. But it's definitely brighter than the Calypso Coral, right? But super cute. Oh my gosh, I love it, love it. Okay, so that was our second card with this fabulous friends. And it is a little bit more difficult, or not difficult, just not as straightforward when you're cutting up your designer series paper, when you're trying to keep those scenes. But I think it's worth it in the end, because these scenes are totes adorbs. Look at that. So that was our first card. And there's our second, and those critters are so cute. I didn't even get all the critters. There's like another bird, and I could have added more mushrooms. You could just go crazy and add all kinds of things to your card front. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. And then I have a couple of things. Can't tell. Hopefully everything's going okay. Let's see. Don't forget, celebration is going on now. We have until the end of August. So 31st is the last day to get celebration. So that's with every $50 or $100 that you spend in my online store. You can choose an item for free. So far, the only things that have sold out are the tree lot dies and those card bases, the pool party, and what Here's the other color that is. This pool party, the card bases have sold out. But everything else is still available, plus all these extra ones that are from the annual catalog or holiday catalog that you can add. I mean, I did last week, we used those Aspen dies, which are awesome. So be sure, if you want any of these things for free, make sure you go and do that. And talking about things for free, so October 1st, Saturday, October 1st is going to be World Card Making Day, and Stampin' Up! Is doing a free craft along event. It's on a digital platform, so it's not in like Zoom, so you can have it up and craft along or just watch, and you can rewatch it, and 48 hours later they'll have it up on that same platform where you can replay all of the things, all the 3 projects that they do. And they're going to use these 3 bundles. You can find this on my blog. There's a blog post about World Card Making Day. There's 3 different bundles that they're going to make 3 different cards, one card with each bundle. You can get the Cottage Rose bundle and the Cottage Wreath bundle now. So the Cottage Rose is in the annual catalog. The Cottage Wreath is in the holiday mini, the July through December mini catalog. And then starting September 1st, they have a sneak peek. So you'll be able to purchase, and demos haven't been able to pre-order this, so we're going to be ordering it too. September 1st, it's called Welcome Home. I think it's the Welcome Home. I almost can't read. It's too far. I had it out so I could look at it and print it, and then I moved it in the chaos of trying to get everything ready for the live. But it is a new, that you will find that too up on the you'll be able to print this out and see. But that one's only available available on September 1st. The other 2 you can get now. And when you do get them, if you get one of these, if you don't have them and you get them and put them in your cart, you'll see that you'll have an automatic free iridescent pearls, which are gorgeous, and we need it for one of the projects, so you'll get a free one when you order one of these bundles. Now, if you order all 3 of the bundles at the same time, you'll only get 1 free pearl. But if you order, you want a bundle now and a bundle later, I ordered the wreaths now because I think it's at $50-something that bundle, you get a free celebration item. So the other 2 bundles, if you wanted to get them now, you can use that and get the double dip. You can get a free celebration item as well as the free iridescent pearls. So if you made 2 orders, one with each of them, you could get 2, right? So you get 1 per order, if that makes sense. So if you have any questions, of course, definitely drop me a comment or DM me, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. But this is exciting. You don't have to have any of these to participate and watch the platform. The registration for it is free. You don't even have to register, but it's great to register because then they have a reminder so you don't miss the event, and it's much easier for you to find that information. Also, if you go to my online store, you can find it when you click on new. It'll actually have the last item, I think, is World Card Making Day. And you can click that, and Stampin' Up! Also has that in the online store as well as on my blog. You can find all the information. So that's a month away, I guess 6 weeks away. So we're getting ready for that now. So that's pretty awesome. We are in the middle. We just got the Halloween is our paper pumpkin. I'm still waiting on my August paper pumpkin, the sunflowers. I'm so excited. I've seen them online. They look so beautiful, but I'm also really excited about the spooky treats because I love Halloween. That kit is still available until October. No, wait, this is September. September 10th to get the spooky treats. And then in October and November, we have these other 2. So you can see the plaid one is the October box, and then we have, the September box, and the October box is the stripes, and then the November box has that Santa hat. So one of those is cards, and one of them is tags. So that's exciting. I love it when they give us the specialty boxes, even though sometimes my specialty boxes are crushed. But still, it's very exciting to get those. So if you guys are at all interested, it is, again, still celebration, so you can get those prepaid to be able to get all 3 of those kits and get also a free celebration item. So keep that in mind as well. And then if you order in my online store, I always send you a card. But if you spend $35 or more in my online store, I hit the wrong button. $35 or more, I will, with the host code, I'll send you in an email my Inspirations of Ink PDF tutorial bundle, which is all on Celebration. DS for Celebration, all cards tutorial with both metric and imperial metric measurements. And then at $50, if you spend $50 or more, I'll send you a free pack of champagne rhinestones, as well as the Inspirations of Ink bundle. You'll also get my tutorial, the Splendid Days tutorial bundle. And that's 27 tutorials. And that's one of the mega bundle. And those are also available in my online store, My Splendid Day. So there's always so much going on, so much fabulousness. So glad you guys joined me to make these fun cards, the scene cards. I always love them. I get that pack of paper and then I touch it and I never actually cut it up and put it on cards. So I hope you guys enjoyed doing that today. And I hope you guys have a great weekend and happy crafting. Bye.